So I'll talk a little bit here about how states and service programs can support SSAs. Again, notwithstanding the complexities, it's a little bit difficult to really quantify how much time and effort it's going to take. Each species situation is unique, and you can deal with complexities. But that said, there's things that that Krishna alluded to that were extremely difficult. How to parse out your different populations for analysis. Are there particular threats that we're having a difficult time wrapping our heads around? How are we developing our future scenarios? Those are all sorts of activities that are parts of the analysis that can be really tricky. And oftentimes ecological services either doesn't have or could greatly benefit by the expertise in other programs and in the states. So, you know, it may be that the ecological service person needs some hydrologist to help them understand how groundwater is maybe you know, the threat of groundwater into the future, and maybe a particular program has that expertise or you know, something similar. You know, for fisheries, you know, for fish, maybe fisheries has been working to manage that critter for a while, et cetera. And so there's three roles here I think that people from the staff, from state or program staff, can contribute. That's as a core team member, an information provider or reviewer, or an expert advisor. As a core team member, that typically involves participating in weekly and bi-weekly conference calls, doing a lot of work on the sidelines. It could be, you know, that the core team is trying to understand how the impacts of roads are affecting a population. So one person could just go into the literature on that particular topic, right, to support while other people are in the team are wrestling with other topics. Those core team participants, that's probably the most intense level of participation in the SSA process, the most time intensive. The other one is an information provider and reviewer. So at a minimum, we're hoping that other states and other programs, if they have data, or information, that they provide it to us. And once we analyze it and process, at a minimum, we're hoping that they'll help us, that they'll review our interpretation of that data and information to make sure that we analyzed it correctly. And then finally, as an expert advisor, sometimes we may run into a situation where one particular aspect of our analysis is, you know, particularly troubling, and we may need to go into an expert elicitation type setting to resolve that issue. And so that may come in the form of participation at that level, might come in the form of a little bit of travel and, you know, participating in a workshop.